The Pacific Institute for Research and Evaluation, or PIRE, a prominent research organization based in Maryland, will be conducting a roadside survey of driver drug and alcohol use in Washington during the summer months of 2014. This video provides an overview of the project to explain for motorists what is involved. First and foremost, participation in the survey is completely voluntary and anonymous. Drivers are offered a stipend of up to $60 for their participation in the survey, which takes about 20 minutes. A driver is always free to leave if he decides to stop participating, even in the middle of the survey. The survey crew will approach drivers when they are stopped at intersections. Highly visible signs will alert drivers as they approach the intersection that a voluntary roadside survey is taking place. If a driver is interested in participating in the survey, they will be guided into the designated survey bays. Surveys will take place during the day and at night in 6 Washington counties across the state and at 5 separate locations within each of those counties to provide a representative sample of the driving population. People who volunteer to participate in the roadside survey will be asked questions about their driving behavior, including questions relating to drug and alcohol use patterns, and asked to provide a voluntary, anonymous breath alcohol test. If they volunteer to do so, motorists will also provide both a saliva and blood sample. The survey will show how many drivers have alcohol in their systems, drugs, over-the-counter, prescription, and illegal drugs, and the combination of alcohol and drugs. A follow-up survey will examine changes in alcohol and drug use after marijuana becomes legally available. Over the years, progress has been made in the battle against impaired driving. Still, impaired driving kills about 200 people each year in Washington state alone, and it is a difficult problem to combat. In other states where the roadside surveys have been conducted, surveyors had no trouble persuading motorists to participate, given the $60 stipend. However, motorists who just show up and volunteer to do the survey cannot participate because, from a research standpoint, it's important that participants are randomly selected. Participation in the survey is anonymous, and for that reason, drivers give consent verbally and also sign with an X rather than a signature. No names or license plate numbers are recorded. The Pacific Institute for Research and Evaluation contracts with local law enforcement to provide security for the researchers and the public. Officers also advise the researchers, helping them find appropriate locations for the survey work and ensuring that they don't impede traffic or create problems for the local residents with the data collection. It can be hard for a sober person to imagine why any drug or alcohol-impaired driver would volunteer to participate in a roadside survey, but it actually happens quite frequently, and PIRE researchers have a strict protocol for dealing with impaired drivers who drive into their survey operations. This is not an enforcement-focused operation. The aim of the survey is research. However, given impaired drivers' danger to themselves and other motorists, no one wants impaired drivers to be allowed to just drive away. The impaired drivers are given choices. Is there another sober driver in the car who could function as a designated driver? Choices include a free taxi ride home, a hotel, a tow truck, much better options than a DUI. And if the impaired driver doesn't opt for one of these easy choices offered by the researchers, the law enforcement officer, who is working overtime and paid by PIRE, is called over to go over the choices again. Researchers say it's amazing how persuasive the law enforcement are when it comes to reviewing the choices. Since 1996, there have been more than 30,000 motorists interviewed by PIRE roadside researchers, and not one motorist has received a DUI from this research work. At the end of the research project, PIRE will develop a report which will be available to anyone via the Washington Traffic Safety Commission and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. PIRE's website contains reports on the 2007 National Roadside Survey, which gives much more detail about their data collection work. Citizens are encouraged to contact PIRE or the Washington Traffic Safety Commission in Olympia for more information.